with the NFC North Round Table Fellas. Starting off with at Mike Zimmer's Ears. JB is co-host of the Heart and Skull podcast. Then we have at the Fifth Top. Julius Porter is a Detroit native Lions writer for at Detroit Sports Nation. And Uncle Mike 21. Austin Fugelstad is the co-host of at Hollis Hall Brawl, covering all the things you need to know about the Bears, Vikings, Lions, and Packers from these fellas. Also, special shout out to Julius Porter. He's going over to Afghanistan, folks. He's going over to be a contractor to help set up for the soldiers. Go ahead and keep him in your prayers. We're going to miss you, buddy. We'll be holding a spot for you when you get back. We'll miss you and love you.
Much love, Julius. Stay safe, buddy. And as always, you can follow us on the Twitter at First and Goal Pod, myself at UPJ33, Dave is at Steak and Cheese, the fantasy wonder himself, Dillon at DillonBusby1. Email us at firstandgoalpodcast@yahoo.com with all your football and Packer questions. Give us your comments, and you just might end up making the show live. Again, that's firstandgoalpodcast@yahoo.com.
Nothing to show, just climbing this rope right here. And if there's a man upstairs, he kept bringing me rain. But I've been sending up prayers and something's changed.
All right, we are back. It's time to close out the show, guys. Final thoughts for the evening.
I'm going to dedicate my final thought to the joke of a workout that took place today in Atlanta for Mr. Colin Kaepernick. Originally was set to take place at the Atlanta Falcons practice facility. According to what I'm reading, about 25 representatives for about 25 teams were there and able to show up, when all of a sudden, just about an hour until the workout was set to take place, everyone got word that Colin no longer was going to show up at the practice facility due to some issues with a waiver signing and the way he wanted the media to work out. So ended up Colin goes to a freaking high school about 60 miles away from the practice facility. Only 8 team representatives ended up showing up to this workout at the high school, where they streamed it on YouTube Live. And I mean, it was a gloomy day to begin with, so it already had a bad aesthetic. But then you had like a totally unorganized, I don't know who organized which routes were going to be run and how they were.
Hugh Jackson was supposed to be there at the additional workout, and he abandoned he said, no, I changed my mind. I'm not going to do the additional workout. So he went back to the airport and flew home. No joke.
Yeah. So, and what was already like horrible timing, because most teams are already at their, opposing teams' arena right now, because for God's sakes, it's Saturday night. You've got games tomorrow. Who's going to fly out to freaking Atlanta just to watch Colin Kaepernick work out? So it was already ugly. It was already going to be a shit show to begin with, but then it just ended up getting worse and worse with the organization and the way he wanted to stream it. So that's my final thought. I think this whole thing was...
I'm going to piggyback before you close that off real quick, because you know what? This stinks of exactly what I thought it was. It's more hoodwink bullshit from Colin Kaepernick. And then what does he do? He is somebody that is directing him is really social media, like this generation savvy, because like everything he did tells you that this was just a complete fucking whack job joke for him. Like, if you're really serious, you get your ass to where all those reps that took their time and went out of their way to be there. And instead, what do? Pull some high school mamby-pamby bullshit and decide because of some waiver, which probably had to do with some sort of money he was going to make, you went somewhere else. It's exactly his MO, and this is why I'm out on him. He doesn't really want to play football, and then at the end, this is why I said he's smart. At the end, it's, I've been ready. I'm going to be ready. I'm going to stay ready. Tell the NFL quit running away from me. It's all just freaking headline banter bullshit. If you really were ready and stayed ready, go to the goddamn facility that they set up for you where there's 25 freaking people there. That's over 3 3/4 of the league was being represented, you dumbass. And instead you pull some bullshit at the last minute. Who's going to drive an additional 60 miles after they've already took their time flying from all over the country? Why? Because you think you're John fucking Elway? Grow the fuck up. This is exactly why I'm out on this dumbass dude. Like, he's just stupid. On so many levels, he's stupid outside of being able to put some words out there that are going to keep driving a narrative to feel bad for Colin Kaepernick. This guy's a fucking idiot.
Well, no, Dillon, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to agree with you, man. The reason why the workout didn't go as well, Kaepernick wanted the media in the private workout. And the NFL wanted to keep it private, which I don't know why. I mean, Cap was going to get his media workout. I'm still glad 8 teams showed up, though. But, yeah, it's sad that it was a whole professional workout and had to go to a high school stadium. But still, I'd like to see him get added in the league, even as a backup. I think he's still a lot more talented than guys like Brandon Allen in Denver. Like, I would take Cap over him.
This has nothing
definitely
to do with talent anymore, dude. This is beyond talent. There's no denying that he's talented, okay? There's no denying it. But football, to win in football, is so much more than goddamn talent. Like, let's be real. He doesn't have all the other stuff. Man. No, he lost, okay? And since then, what's he done?
So did John Elway multiple times, too.
Since then, and John kept getting back. He got better and got back and won back-to-back.
But I'm just pointing out that he lost.
Because you know why? Because John Elway came in the league acting like a self-righteous little prick, and by the time he won a Super Bowl, he figured out that it was time for him just to be part of a team, and then he won. That's an evolution. This kid is not. Stop defending his actions. Somebody that acts like this and jerks around the NFL and acts like they're so goddamn important that they can change a fucking thing and go somewhere else that's 60 miles away. That's telling you. No, I don't hate him. I hate the fact that I don't have any hatred. His actions are stupid. His actions are asinine. His actions do not deem to be defended. He like this weekend's whole theme needs to be accountable for your own shit. Colin Kaepernick is not accountable for his own shit. He wants to act like it's poor me or poor them. Just do what you're supposed to do. You're 32 years old. I'm 36 years old.
Nothing wrong.
At 20, yes, he did. He jerked around 25 guys. He jerked around.
It was the NFL,
around.
Not him.
The NFL
did the NFL
change
today? Not
did the
Kaepernick.
NFL change the thing 60 minutes before to 60 miles away?
Yes, because media
the
was
NFL
supposed to
did
be
it.
in there.
The NFL did it, not Colin Kaepernick. You just said Colin Kaepernick did it.
The media was supposed to be in there. NFL wanted to change it to a private, completely closed workout for nothing to see. Nothing. Kaepernick didn't want that. He wanted it to be how it was media allowed in there.
So there's my point. Does he want to play football or does he want to be a media star? If he really wants to play football, yeah, it sucks that they're changing
by the
that.
terms that was originally made.
Oh, my God. You've been out of the league for 3 years, and you're telling everybody in the fucking world all of a sudden that it's the NFL that's trying to keep you away. No, dude, like, if this was one of your kids, Dave, you would be sitting in and you'd be telling them that you cannot behave this way. To grow the hell up and stop acting like you're so important that you can just throw fits. You know what? I get jacked around in my day-to-day life all the damn time, and you know what? I got to eat it and just go on with it and do what needs to be done because otherwise shit ain't going to get done. It ain't fair, but like my 8th grade math teacher said, life ain't fair and it ain't a circus either. Get over it.
Well,
put your big boy pants on and live life.
Go back into the NFL after he was in, I'd support him 100%.
This has nothing to do with him playing football anymore. It's a life thing,
But that's what it's about.
No, he's making it about more than that when he does what he says and does the things he does, Dave. It's
the NFL changed it, not him. Why is it? Why, dude? Dillon. I agree with you, man. It was a sham of a workout.
Well, the thing is, you're both right. Like Dave, you're right that it's bullshit. The NFL didn't want media to be involved in the workout.
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't you? But Jay, you're also right that you should roll with the punches and still do the workout, not change the location so that only 8 teams show up. So all around, it was just a total shit show on the NFL's part and on Colin's part. He's not going to get signed. The NFL is not going to look any better for extending this olive branch. It's a lose-lose.
It's a weekend where there's a bunch of wrong people and somebody's going to be a victim, and that's what pisses me off. Like, I'm not defending the NFL because this whole thing is just stupid. Like, if you're really going to give them a legitimate workout, you do it on a Tuesday or something where you can honestly know where people are really available to be there. Like, don't get my passion and rage here about a life situation that I completely disagree with, because it's not how I would parent. It's the same thing I feel about how people are making Rudolph into a victim. You can't make Colin a victim here, because it's a shit show. It's a sham, but you just got to go with shit. If they don't want the media, whatever. You figure out some way that the media can get to it. If you really want to play football, at the end of the day, the media doesn't need to be there. It's the football teams that really need to see you anyway. That's my point. And then the other side, the NFL it's been a joke about a lot of stuff. But if you really wanted to play football, you put your big boy pants on and realize that they're probably going to jack you around, because that's what they like to do. And if you really want to play, you're probably just going to have to eat some humble pie and get jacked around a little bit and just put your best foot forward. And if you do that, I guess what I'm trying to say for Colin is, if I'm going to give him advice from an outside point of view, if you just go along and do everything right without complaining, without changing, and you still don't get signed, well, then you're a victim. You're absolutely a victim, because regardless of how many times they've jacked you around or how many times they've tried to pigeonhole you, you've constantly you rolled with the punches. You've been like water, like Bruce Lee said. You kept shaping with whatever you wanted, and then at the end they still didn't do anything with you. Well, then absolutely people are going to get behind you with no freaking, people like me are even going to get behind you, because you're going to go say, well, Jesus Christ, what else do you want the guy to do? Every hoop you've asked him to jump through, everything you've changed, every time you've tried to jerk him around at the last second, he's just taken it and rolled and still performed. At some point, that's ridiculous, even for people like me, no matter what you feel about his past. He does not do that, is my point. Instead, he wants to try to manipulate the situation. He doesn't make himself, he's not being right. The NFL is not being right. But then in the end, he wants to turn it around and do and say a few things that turn him into this giant victim, when really in the end, he's not really being 100% real with the situation either. Because if he was, he'd do what I just described. And then he would be a victim, and then people would really get behind him. He really would have a movement, instead of people being split and people feeling the way I do about him.
Yeah, and it was pretty odd that he decided not to take questions after the workout either. I mean, you would love to get a few one-liners in there and not just what your agent's saying. And really, if he had done the workout in Atlanta, and I understand the media wasn't set up, I don't know if it was cameras or however he wanted to do it, but the worst thing that could have happened, right, is that we hear tonight that Kaepernick's got great zip on his passes, doesn't appear to have lost anything, so even if it's not a sparkling, gleaming endorsement of his ability, they would have at least been able to say, if a quarterback is performing poorly, tomorrow or for the rest of the week, you would have had Rich Eisen sitting there on the radio with his notes from this workout, like, well, I've got right here, Hugh Jackson says Colin Kaepernick still looked great. Why is he not on the field? But now Kaepernick just completely ruined all that by making it his own thing at this high school, and that. Yeah, it just got blown up. It's a bummer. I would, at this point, with the Panthers losing Cam Newton, having already signed Eric Reed, if they are not a team that's going to take the torch and sign Kaepernick, then I just don't think any team will.
You know what? Honestly, if I'm Cap at this point, I think I would be having my agent call for individual workouts on Tuesdays for the rest of the season. If he really wants to play, just say, look, Let's just keep calling teams and say every Tuesday I'm willing to fly to your facility, do whatever workout